Hi everyone, I hope all of you are doing well. In today's video, we are going to look at the TISSNET form filling guidelines. The notification was released a couple of days back and the application process is on at this point of time. The last date to register is 15 Jan. What we don't know at this point of time is when the test will be conducted. They have indicated that it will be conducted somewhere between 28 Jan to 28 Feb. Even in terms of the post-test process or the result, they have not communicated anything right now, and they have just written to be announced. What has not changed, of course, is the format of the test. So let me show you the format of the test first, and then we'll talk about the form filling guidelines. Let's get started. The test format is what it has always been. So you're going to have 100 minutes and 100 questions. The test will be conducted from 2 p.m. to 3:40 p.m. In terms of sections, you have English proficiency, which has 30 questions, mathematics and logical reasoning, which also has 30 questions, and 40 questions of general knowledge. Now, there's no sectional cutoff for the English and the math section, but when it comes to GK, you have a sectional cutoff. The sectional cutoff is 35%, which is 14 marks for general, EWS, KM, and AF category. It's 12 marks, which is 30% for OBC, NC, and PWD. And there's no sectional cutoff for SC or ST students. In terms of preparation, if you want to know what topics are the questions going to come from, you can scroll through this and you will see that in each of the areas, they have given what kind of questions are going to make an appearance. Now let's start registering for the TISSNET. So now I'm on the main website, which is admissions.tis.edu. We'll also give you a link in the description. You can click on that and start the registration process. So you're going to see a banner which shows that PG Admissions 23 now open. They've also given the number of programs for which the test is going to be accepted. What we'll do is we'll click on apply now. So let me click on it and show you what happens next. So this is the application page. And on this page, if you already have created your account, then you need to log in. But if you don't have an account, you are registering for TISSNET for the first time, you will have to click on new registration. Now, if you click on new registration, first of all, it will ask you a couple of questions, starting with the email ID. Make sure that you don't change the email ID throughout the admission process. So use the one that you regularly use. Enter your email ID. And after this, the question is from where did you get to know about TISS admissions? Please note that some of these questions don't have any impact on your selection. So whatever you select, it's fine. So in terms of options, you have newspaper, friend, Facebook ads, Google ads, and so on and so forth. It doesn't really matter what you select here. Which device did you use to search? So there is a question like that, and you have four options, whether you used a computer or a laptop, mobile, tablet, none. And have you applied in TISS before? Now here, let's say you select yes or no. Again, it's not going to make any difference. There are three options: yes for the MA program, yes for some other programs, and no, I am applying to TISS for the very first time. So let's say you had applied to TISSNET in the past. For some reason, you didn't get through. That's okay. That's not going to have any impact. So whatever is the case for you, you can select that option and move ahead. After this is a standard CAPTCHA verification. You complete that and click on register, post which you're going to get a mail and you need to click on that to confirm your account. And once done, you can come back to this dashboard and start filling the rest of the form. So let me complete this process and show you the next step. I've completed the initial step, which was simple registration. Now on the actual form, you will see that there are 5 steps that you need to complete. The first one is basic details, academic details, upload documents, select programs, and application fees. Now, please note that you need to click on save while you're entering the details. Before you do the final confirmation, make sure that you have verified all the details and then you do a final confirmation. But while you're filling the form, let's say you want to save the work that you have done, come back to it later, please click on save. Let me now take you through the basic details. There will be some details that will get auto-populated, starting with your name, because that is something that you have already entered in the previous step. So here you need to first select the gender. The options are male, female, and transgender. After this, you have to select the date of birth. There's a calendar that will pop up. You can select the date of birth. Are you employed? Here you have to indicate yes or no. Please select yes if you're employed. Name of the parent or guardian is also supposed to be entered here, and the relationship with parent or guardian is to be entered, whether it is father, mother, or other. Qualification of parent or guardian. So here you have options as 10th, 12th, bachelor's, master's, engineering, and so on, you can make the appropriate choice in your case. And then the annual gross income is something that you're supposed to enter. There are several options in this. In category minority, if applicable, so you need to select firstly the religion, and then are you eligible for reservation? So here the options are yes or no. If you select no, you will be treated as a general category candidate. In terms of examination city, so there are several preferences that are given, but then you can enter only one of them. For example, I can select only Mumbai if I want to. Now, residential area, you have to first select whether it is rural or urban. And after this, your address needs to be mentioned. Please enter your postal address for communication, and the PIN code domicile is something that you'll have to enter post that. For domicile, the state needs to be selected, and then country, state, city is another option that you need to select. So here I'll select country as India, then it shows me the states, and I can select the city. After this, you have to enter your mobile number, and then alternate contact number also is something that needs to be entered. You will notice that all of these are mandatory questions. There's a star mark next to it. And then lastly, parent or guardian's email is also something that you need to share. So you fill all the details and then you can click on save and then move to the next step. So let me complete this and take you to the next step. So in education details, you start with the 10th standard. So you have to select the board. I'm just going to make a few selections to check what other options are there. So for 12th, again, let's do some random selection for now. And they are not asking for anything after this. So bachelor's degree, the question is, have you completed graduation? Let me select yes. If I select yes, the other two questions that you see below this, you will not be able to enter anything there. The year when you completed or expect to complete your bachelor's degree, so you can enter that. But in case I've selected that I have not completed my graduation, the question is, are you in the final year of bachelor's degree? Yes, no. Again, you can enter that, the applicable one. Will your bachelor's degree be completed by 31st August 23? So again, yes or no is the choices. Year when you complete or expected, that's the question that we had, that we saw earlier. Bachelor's degree, you have to make a choice between, there are several options. So BA, BSc, BCom, and so on. You can make the appropriate choice at this point of time. After this, you have the name of university where you did your bachelor's from. Then the pattern. In pattern, you have 10 plus 2 plus 3 or 10 plus 2 plus 4 and so on. Again, make the appropriate selection. And then bachelor's degree discipline as to what was the discipline in which you graduated. In specialized subjects, you can just enter the specialized subjects of the bachelor's degree. It's mandatory, so you will have to enter it. If you don't have anything specialized subject, you might want to write not applicable, right? But then it's better to write at least something there. For example, let's say you have done engineering in mechanical, you can write mechanical engineering there, right? Percentage, GPA or grade obtained. So here you'll have to select what is the base. If it is percentage, for example, you can select the base as 100 and then enter the percentage. There are other options available for GPA such as 4, 7, 8, 10, and so on. Please make the selection that is applicable in your case. Let me try to put a random value here and see if it is accepting decimal point, and it is. Let me also try to do 100 here and see if I can enter more than two decimal places or more than one. I am not able to do that. So I'll have to round this off, and I can enter only one digit after decimal point. Do you have any ATKT or uncleared papers in previous semesters? Again, you have to select yes or no. Have you availed Government of India Post-Metric Scholarship, PMS, during bachelor's? And if you're a medical graduate, will you complete your internship by 13 June 23? Now, for these questions, please make sure that you enter the right data that you have, depending on your case. Now, if something is not applicable to you, you can simply select no. For example, this medical graduate question, if it is not applicable to you, just click on not applicable. Once you have completed all the details, you can click on save and move to the next stage. So depending on the options that you have given in the previous two stages, you will have to upload the documents. Now, for example, let's say the Armed Forces certificate. If it is applicable to you, you'll have to upload it. Here, based on the choices that I had made, I am able to see photograph and signature. So we have to just upload it at this point of time. So whatever documents that you need to upload, please upload them here. And once you're done, you can move ahead. For photograph and for signature, there are some specifications that are given. Please follow those guidelines that are given to you. So that brings us to the next and the most important step, which is selecting the programs. Here you need to make at least one and a maximum of 3 selections. Please note that certain programs have different eligibility. Make sure that you read the eligibility before you select it as a preference. For example, if you select MA in Organization Development, Change and Leadership, it needs minimum of 2 years of experience. The 3 programs that we recommend to you if you are somebody who is aspiring for an MBA HR equivalent, you should be looking at MA, HRM, and LR as the first preference, MA ODCL, which is Organization Development, Change and Leadership, as the second preference, and MA in Labor Studies and Practice as the third preference. TISS also has a program on analytics, which is a very good program. They have been running it for quite some time now. But please note that it is a self-finance program, and that is why no fee concession is applicable for that. Make sure that you go through the eligibility and the prospects for each of these programs. If you want to make some other selections, please do those as well. These are just the recommendations that we have for somebody who is looking at TISSNET for their MBA HR equivalent programs. Now, once you make the choice, please note that you'll not be able to change it. So once you do the final confirmation, there's no way you can change your preferences. That is why be very careful while completing this step. Talk to somebody if you're looking at exploring some other options and make the final decision and then only move forward. So let me complete this step and show you the final stage. Now I've entered all the details, so it is just going to give me a preview. Please make sure that you read through all the details that you have mentioned at this point of time. Once you're done, it will also show you the table which will display the programs that you have selected. And once you're done, you're thoroughly completed the verification, you know that all the data that you have entered is correct, then click on final confirmation. Let me click on this and show you the next step. So as you can see on screen, I have completed the steps that are required. The only thing that is remaining now is the payment part of it. Here, there are two options. I can pay by cash or I can pay through the payment gateway. I'm assuming that most of the students will prefer the second option. Depending on the programs that you are selected, you'll have to pay that much. So I had selected general category and 2 programs. So I'll have to make a payment of 2000 rupees. Now, once you're done with this, you've completed all the steps and your TISSNET form is done. So that brings us to the end of the form filling guidelines. I hope the video has helped you. In the description of this video, you will find a link to the text guidelines for the form filling. Please refer to that if you need any clarification. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you guys all the best for TISSNET. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do it right away, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for joining. Wish all of you all the best once again.